Hello, everybody. This is a brand new channel that I wanted to sort of try out. Don't know how it's gonna go, but I will just go with the flow and see what happens. Um, I'm mainly focusing on, mental health. Um, I know a lot of channels focus on this and make a lot of content with it, but for me, in this case, it's more about freely and openly talking, if it's even, regardless if it's thoughts. Excuse me. Man, I've been using my voice a lot, so that's why. Apologies for clearing my throat. So I will try to refrain from doing that, but I probably need a drink of water actually. Excuse me. But yes, I guess for this specific video, to start off with, I won't try to give you a whole introduction or spiel. I'll just probably get right into it, so that way it's just, you know, we'll get past all the boring stuff. But yeah, this is just something I have always thought about, but I feel like sometimes talking verbally out loud about it can sort of hit differently, regardless of who it is, who's watching, who's listening, it hits differently for everybody. But I feel like with me, you know, me talking about this, I will let you know, is not me giving anyone advice as a mental health professional. That is far from the case. This is just simply me um, being in my own space, channel, community, whatever it is, and freely discussing and conversating and sharing my thoughts and opinions on topics, regardless if it's focusing on mental health and stuff related, but it can range from just intrusive thoughts to anything else really about life, But this, I feel like, is something I just kind of want to see, just, but it's not even just for the purpose of seeing, it's just being here, mentally present in the moment, doing the best I can to share whatever it is that I'm sharing. And anyone or anybody can take it how they will. It's just simply here as it is. So without further ado, as you can see, the title of this video is as simple as it is. Overthinking will absolutely get you nowhere. It's quite a short, to the point statement, but this definitely resonates with me. I mean, I've always, I will admit wholeheartedly, been a very obsessive overthinker, and I have to admit, it's absolutely destroying me. It is really, it's so hard to explain, honestly. It's definitely more of a feeling, sensation, if you will, more than something you can just put into words, I feel like a lot of people know what that's like or how that feels, regardless of your experiences and circumstances. And, you know, I just wanted to share my own thoughts and opinions on just overthinking in general, and how or why I specifically think, regardless, that it will get you nowhere. Um, because I will tell you that I once thought that overthinking, not even, maybe not even, whether subconsciously or not, I always impulsively had overthinking patterns day in and day out. I still do. This is still something I go through on a daily. And no, I'm not trying to make this about me and my life and everything. It's just me sharing what I have. And hopefully it does, it's something for others to listen to, and hear about, like other channels you would hear about. But yes, overthinking though is you know it's just something that is never going to end. Like, imagine you're driving down, yes, it's, I mean, just you're in the car driving to a destination or something, and it's like, you know there's so many routes that can deter you. You can easily get lost on any path or route, but and so you will, I feel like if you're, I think the car analogy is kind of a weird thing to do, but maybe I'm just not good at analogies, I'm sorry. But regardless, it's like your brain is going in loops, and no matter how hard you think, how hard you try, how hard you predict the outcome, I've realized it really, again, simple as that. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to do you any good. I've definitely, most definitely have realized that since the beginning. I was absolutely more aware of it time and time and again as years went by. Initially, I probably didn't think anything of it, but I never knew I was that chronically of an overthinker. I used to think maybe like, oh, this is just because of my experiences or something, something happened or something, but no, it really comes within, you can only control what you can control, Overthinking, that goes hand in hand with wanting control, and that is what is the biggest obstacle, or the problem, it really, with my overthinking, everyone is different, but with me I realized it's just, and this is just from my personal experiences too, by the way. No matter how badly I want to know the outcome of something, how tired I am and impatient I am of waiting on something. It doesn't matter what it is, it could be anything in life, in any aspect. But, no matter how hard I tried, how hard I endlessly thought and replayed the same conversation, situation, um, just predictions, anything. It's just, that's what it is. That's what overthinking is. You are replaying and looping back and forth and circling back. It doesn't matter how many times you think about something. Not only, as many of you will know and experience, will it just completely drain your energy and your emotional state and well being, it drains you physically too, believe it or not. There are just most days where I can't, like mentally, it's something that's indescribable. It's something that you just cannot really fathom, I feel like overthinking is something you personally have have to experience to know exactly how that feels, but regardless, it's just so it's like And it sucks because it's like a bad habit. You're stuck in a rut. You're just doing the same thing over and over again. You know it's bad for you. You know it completely is destroying you from the inside out. But yet you compulsively, impulsively, even if it's unintentional, you don't mean to do it, um, you just keep doing it. So yeah, it's like a drug. It's like an addiction. It's like, you know, uh, it's obsessing. It's a lot of things that, you know, in the reality we live in, it's simply it absolutely wrecks you. It doesn't do you any good. Um, I feel like with overthinking, the upside could just be like, you can be maybe more creative depending on the situation and scenario, but everyone is it's all subjective for everybody. Not everyone's the same, but it's but if anything, overthinking is it's a widely talked about topic, and you see it everywhere. You see people go through it regardless if it's personal experiences or people online, strangers. It is a universal thing. Not for everybody, but some for some it's worse than others. But I have to emphasize this once again. you know for me, for anyone who is just struggling in that regard, you know overthinking really starts from you or within you. Overthinking is something that it's just a pattern or a habit you have to break. And how you break it and break free from that is really, once again, a subjective thing. It really comes from within you. You have to want it enough too. You have to be content with going through that. I'm not saying it's easy. Trust me, it's never been easy, and it still isn't. It will never be easy. That's a fact. But I feel like being very conscious and aware of all that, even if you feel this really dull ache inside, which is, I'll tell you right now, is what I feel on a daily. I can't, it's so indescribable and not fathomable. I feel like nobody can understand unless you're that person. That's just how life is. You can't, you can try to sympathize, empathize, and be there for someone, try to understand, say you understand, but yeah, it's really there's nothing else anybody can do to help you cure that. It's yeah, it's yes, overthinking is it to me at least, it's a very detrimental curse that, however it has formed over time, or if it just hits you suddenly from an experience or whatever it is, you know, I just I hope anyone who is here with me knows that you can break free from it. I sometimes don't believe it. Some days I just don't believe in anything. I'm hopeless. I can't find the light, but I feel like, and again, this is just a step by step sort of thing too, in my opinion. You just take it as life goes. This is just general observations and my reflections on from my personal experiences and opinions. Life will always be far from perfect, and it will always be so hard, regardless of how good you have it, how what status you are, where you're at in life. It's just, and people have different ways of handling things and coping with things, but I feel like overall, this is me telling myself and just anyone who is in the same boat as well, struggling with overthinking. um, you know, Once again, this is a very open just space and very like, as my channel says, my mindful meadow, and it's just, it is, that is what I aspire this space to be, regardless of how you see that as. But, I just want to tell that to anyone who is here, that, one way or another, you will be okay, but just one thing you do, I hope, including myself at this point, this is me trying to, it's like self-soothing, but you're trying to, it's as if like yourself, it's like it's an act of self-love. You are talking to yourself, but you are reassuring yourself without external validation, so regardless, just know, once again, overthinking will get you nowhere. It's gonna be very difficult to fully and transparently believe that. Again, I'm still struggling with that every single day. But, it's just, what I've learned is it's just going to tire you out one way or another. You can hope to think to death about anything, everything, replay the past, worry about the future, but overthinking, in my opinion, is a factor of just preventing you from just being, just simply being, because you're so caught up in the external circumstances and environment and situations around you. You don't focus on who you are and how you and what you're capable of, So yes, once again, anyone who is struggling out there with that, just like me, there's so much to go over with overthinking, and that could be elaborated on and discussed, but I think I will just end it here. And once again, just, it's just overthinking. Once again, it won't get you anywhere. You will be running in circles over and over again. The result of all that is wasted time, wasted energy, wasted emotions. And sometimes I forget too, this is all just happening inside your head. I get told that a lot. I hear that a lot, but that's the thing. This is all just mustering up chaotically in your head, all up here. That's it. No one knows. No one else knows what is going on in here, in this part of you. And they will never know. No one is a mind reader. As much as you want them to be a mind reader, nobody is. And I've found that very hard to accept for some reason. I'm still trying to accept it, among many other things. And, No one will ever know. Of course not unless you tell them, you know. And I won't focus on other people's what's it called, reactions or external worries. That I'll probably say that for a different video for um, that time. But yeah, just for now, it's, you know, overthinking. Not only will it get you nowhere, it will just create more pain and suffering for yourself. No one else is affected by it, you know? People can say things to you, people can use specific tones with you. You know, people can behave certain ways. It'll never. And if you start to overthink that, for example, it's a never-ending vicious cycle because you can't control that anything external outside of you. You know, I've heard people say like how imagine that there's like a bubble around you. Anything outside that bubble, I mean, that's like your boundary and border of overthinking. As soon as you break out of that bubble and your thoughts and your mind wanders beyond that bubble, anything you can't do inside that bubble that you're in will only result in getting you nowhere, served with pain and suffering. You know. So that is you know, that's all I have to say for that for now, you know. I believe it will be okay, but you know, that is all I have to say for that one on that specific topic. So but yes, guys, once again, don't take this as content from as advice, professional advice from a licensed therapist or something like that. I'm not a licensed therapist, not a professional, you know, but again, this is just on solely my thoughts and experiences and reflections on various topics and scenarios within mental health. And so for this one to begin with, it's a very, very big and common one, in my opinion, that I've seen and I experience. And that is unfortunately a big part of me, you know, overthinking. So you know, at least I am aware of it now more than ever, even though, you know, it's been like this for a long, long time. But you have to want to change, is all I have to say about a positive turning point or outlook from this. You have to want to change. You have to put in that work, that motivation, you know. You can't expect the world around you to adjust and change and like you and accept that part of you, you know. So it really comes from you, you know. So but yes, that is all I have for this video and topic. If there are any questions or y'all just want to have a just conversate, share your thoughts, express what you're feeling this moment, please do down below in the comments, or you know, yeah, just tell me how you're feeling. Once again, I'm not a professional, but I, I'm just like you. You're just like me. We're all here for each other, regardless. So, but yeah, that is it for today, guys. I hope you somewhat enjoyed my um, open talk sessions, or my um, as I could, as I would call it, unsolicited uh, thoughts on certain mental health topics, including this one. So, but yes, thank you guys for listening. I really do appreciate you being here today with me. Um, for now, I will hope you guys have a wonderful day in the present. And always be mindful. Um, I know I will be in my mindful meadow. So, thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.